Hello, everyone. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, Faye. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
All good. Yeah, all good.
All good. All good. Hi, Steph. Hi, Jill. Sorry we're late. Oh, it's all happening today. Does anybody ever get days like that where it's all happening and everything runs a bit behind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those days.
It's Thursday and it's just gone 8 o'clock and we're ready for a bit of crafting, aren't we?
Absolutely.
We are ready.
But should we mention now that it won't be Thursday next week?
Oh, yes. You've got a special celebration next Thursday, haven't you?
Very special. Yes, very special.
So we're going to do next Wednesday, aren't we? That'll throw everybody off. That'll throw everybody off. We're going to do.
I do apologise, but yeah.
It's a very special celebration in your family, so quite right. You should go out to celebrate. Great. Oh, hi, Nicola.
Hello.
Hi, Jill. So we're still working with this lovely, lovely Moonlit Garden collection, and we got some plans for tonight. And you remember you've seen some of the layouts we've been working on. So I'm going to show you this tonight. Debbie, you're going to join in some of the messy fun.
I am. I had a go, but I didn't get on as well as you did because I used oxides and I used it to turn it into kind of envelope, but I wasn't as happy with the result. But I thought it would do on a layout or something.
So, right, well, we're going to have a go because I am by no means an expert and it's all a bit trial and error, but it does give quite a nice effect. I've got to put my paintbrushes there because my camera doesn't like white paper, so that helps it to focus. So, yes, this is it's a technique we saw on Instagram because there's loads of inspiration on the Instagram reels. And you just grab a loo roll and you make a nice little heart shape. So crease the bottom, put a crease in the middle and try and curve it to make a shape that you're happy with. And this becomes your stamp. So this is what we're going to have a go with. So how's everybody doing before we get started? Is it cold where you are? Because we've had -6, -7 today, haven't we, here?
Yeah. Well, when I went out in my car at about 9, it was -9 in my car.
Oh, I think it was this morning. Yeah, early here. I'm in sort of Somerset way. It was cold, very cold. Hi, Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Yeah, I hope you're all keeping warm. So, yeah, we thought we'd just talk through and share, well, some of the things you can use to do this. So, Debbie, you mentioned distress oxides.
Yeah, that's what I had to go with. That's what I did this with, but it wasn't enough of a blur for me. It wasn't.
Yeah. And just for the difference, so this is speckled egg distress oxide, and that's watercolor. So you can see actually it is quite a different effect with distress oxide. And I'm with you. I didn't think, if you look at that, I didn't think the effect was as nice in the distress oxide.
You got more of a blur than I did. I got really a very definite edge, and it was really hard to get it to move after. It could be the card I was using because it was an experimental bit, but
yeah. So I think if you're going to try this technique, based on what we've experimented with so far, it definitely watercolor paints, or I've got Vicky Boutin art crayons, which could be quite nice. So something that's watercolor. Also, we're using 300 GSM smooth cardstock, but I think watercolor paper might be a good one. Now, I think 12 by 12 watercolor paper is quite expensive, isn't it?
I haven't seen 12 by 12. No. I've only seen A3, and A3 isn't 12 by 12.
It's not quite true 12 by 12, is it? So actually, you could use watercolor paper and make smaller backgrounds and then layer them up and create.
You could mount it, couldn't you, on a 12 by 12? Piece of paper after.
So my advice is I would just park the distress oxides for this and go with watercolors. This is a really cheap set from Hobbycraft. I don't have very expensive watercolors. You've got some nice, more expensive
I
ones.
have got some
I love that.
Prima watercolors
In that cute little tin.
in this cute little tin. I mean, look, it's just,
It's beautiful.
and it has been used a lot because I mix my colours on here, so you can see it's quite marked. It has been used.
Has been well used. So what I
Yes.
did was, now look, this is terrible. I'm using a side plate. That's not very
Oh, I've got a bit of plastic. Will that work?
plastic will work. Basically, you want a palette, and I've got lots of little palettes with compartments like this, but you need something wide enough to be able to dip your toilet roll in. So
I'll see how I get on. If it's too messy, I might have to go and get a plate.
yeah, I just didn't want it to run everywhere, so I went for a plate. Oh, Nicola, -7 on the school run. That is cold. Right, I wondered this time. I did mine in Moonlit Garden colours because I'm going to be using that as a background tonight. But I might do some sort of pinks and reds tonight as an alternative. What are you going for, Debbie?
I think I'm going Moonlit Garden, but I've been making loads of like pink backgrounds ready for when a certain someone arrives. So I've been
Nice.
playing with punches this week. I've made 2 backgrounds that are very pink. So I think I'm going brown. Although grey would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't think I've got a grey. Let's see.
I'm just going to say hello to Lizzie because Lizzie's with us on YouTube. I can see. So we're live on both Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, that's the trouble, Joe. It warms up and then we get that rainy weather. I kind of prefer cold and crisp because you can layer up. The rain we had a week ago. Oh my gosh, was it a week ago?
Oh, it was
dire.
it was apocalyptic, I would say. It was like 3 weeks, wasn't it? And it just didn't stop.
And
It
I
was just
decided
like,
to
shall I build an ark?
Yeah, it was bad. Right, so I'm getting plenty of paint to work with here. It uses hardly any paint from this palette, by the way, but you can see I want plenty to get a good stamp. And I did experiment.
I'm not sure this is going to work on plastic. It's gone a bit beady. Can you see? It's very beady.
Can you grab a plate? Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a plate.
So this seems a bit weird, but you want a really good load of, and it's quite watery, but you want a nice bit of pigment. And my paints are quite cheap, so I need quite a bit of paint because mine isn't very pigmenty. Because that's how you get the dark edge. So while Debbie's getting her dinner plate, other things I've got. So I've got a teardrop paintbrush, which is quite handy. I've got a really fine paintbrush. And actually, to move the paint around, I've got just an aqua brush. They're quite handy to have. But when I did the grey, when I did the brown and blue, I didn't use this. I just used a normal paintbrush and lots of water. So I've got my little water pot. All my focus is going to move the paint around. That's the trick. So we can have a go. I've got a couple of fine paintbrushes, but you want lots of water. Right, should we have a go?
This is enough.
I'm rolling up the sleeves. Rolling up the sleeves because this could get messy. Oh, Joe, I love it. If someone could build an ark, it would be you two. It would be very colourful. You'd have a rainbow ark.
Oh, yeah. It'd have lots of glitter.
Yeah, it would definitely have glitter. Right, so also the other trick I've noticed is pick your end and practice squeezing it into a shape that you like. Because so I kind of held mine like this.
Right, I'm ready to go for it. What do I have to do now?
Right, so look at your heart. Are you happy with the shape? And you hold it like that.
So. Yeah.
Because you want to try and avoid points at here and here so they're rounded.
Well, I got a bit of a point, but I'm going to go with it.
Go with it. Right, so get
Yeah.
your paint. I've got a few splats, but that's okay because I added splats to mine afterwards. But you've got to check that you've got, let me move this into camera so you can see. Like that. Good coverage. And the thing is, it soaks into the loo roll.
I have got good coverage, but...
Good coverage. And then you give a stamp and a lift. Oh, no, mine had a bubble, so it's already got a middle in it. That's okay.
Oh, no, see, mine's not.
Right. Then you get your bit of water and you're going to start to move it like this. So stay in
Mine's
the...
very pale. I need more paint, I think. But I'm liking that effect.
So did you see like how much pigment? I kept adding more watercolor.
Yeah, I'm thinking I can build up.
You can start off and you can restamp it. But the idea is you want that dark edge. Coverage, Nicola, I love it. Yeah, it's got a coverage. So this one has got quite a lot of paint in. I'm just going to fill in this bit. But look at that, the perfect little loo roll stamp. But definitely from having a play with this, you want loads of pigment in here. Oh, look at my camera. Yeah. My camera doesn't like white paper. So you pick this up, plenty of this on here. Stamp. I'll do a few of these. And then you can layer up in a second colour. So I did a few of these.
If you do really pale ones like I have, then I'm going to have another colour because I'm going to have a darker brown next.
And then you want to get just plain water. Stay in the inside line. But definitely doesn't work as well with oxides. And then I left little bits of white as if it's got like a bit of a shine. Move this around.
Now I'm cooking on gas.
Now you're cooking.
Now I'm cooking on gas.
That's it. And stay inside the line so you get that dark outline. It's such an easy technique. And I can make that a bit more pointy because that didn't stamp so well. But a fine paintbrush, and then I was just using plain water to move, because that's how you get the 3D effect, because you keep the dark around the outside and you have a nice shadow on the inside. Good coverage, Nicola, that's what we say. And you move the paint around. That's why I think you need the watercolour to be able to. And if you want a bit darker, you can pick up a bit more pigment from your saucer. Such a nice technique. And I think Sue and Ali are watching with us tonight. And I saw Ali's beautiful painted wreath, which was a Vicky Booton live.
Oh, that was lovely.
So that's one thing I do want to try. That was a lovely technique. Right. Oh, my camera doesn't like white paper. It struggles to know what to focus on when there's just a sheet of white. Very therapeutic, this.
It is, actually.
Once you get it working for you.
Yeah.
So obviously that's some pinks. You could add a few more. I'm going to add one there. One down here. One here because I had a bit of a splosh. One here.
So I might try some very pale blues now, I think.
Like a duck eggy type colour?
Don't know, I'm just looking at my watercolours because it comes with a thing to swatch it. Now I've done this brown. I'm wondering whether ocean would be a good... That looks like stormy sky-ish.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try that. Good. But I have to wash my plate first.
But it's definitely the outside edge that gives you the shadow. I mean, I'm no artist. I'm not, you know, a painter or anything like that.
My shadows aren't that great, but nobody's going to look at it and go, "Oh, what a rubbish heart are they?" It's just.
I think there's definitely something. I use the lighter colours, and it just gives a different effect. But your darker colours give that darker edge. It's they're both lovely.
I think it's that kind of thing where it's so mixed media that you just look at it and think, "Oh, that's a nice."
Yeah, it's meant to be a bit freeform, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you're stamping with a bog roll, so it's going to be a bit.
Oh yeah.
Relaxed.
Oh, I didn't think I was going to be doing this evening.
See, you've got the hang of it. It's definitely finding the right medium, because I was a bit disappointed with the oxides. I mean, I use oxides for everything. But for this technique,
I don't think it's got enough pigment in it.
No, and it doesn't give us the definition of the line like watercolours. It doesn't move, doesn't flow around the page in the way you want it to.
Oh no, this is looking a bit dark to me. I might try it on a bit of card first.
Oh, yes. So Notion's our supplier from the US. We had a delivery, and your sparkly gold album is here. So, and we put some restocks on the website. Well, our lovely Debbie has been busy doing some restocks, and there's a second order on its way. So we've been busy. Right, one colour.
Oh, I've been making Cutfiles as well.
Oh,
got a couple of new ones to show you. Yeah, they're not on the website yet, but they are in the. I've just tried them and cut them out stage.
Love it. Right, so I'm happy with that, and then I'm going to do the same as you, Deb. Clean off my. So I'm going to go. So because I've done pink, I'm going to add red. So this one I did blue and brown, and then I'm going to go with a bit of red, but I'll have to use the other end, obviously, of my very soggy toilet roll. Look at that. Does absorb it. So let's clean off a bit in the palette. So I've got some space. I'm going to keep some of the
stamping as it as the toilet roll gets more soggy.
Yeah. Right, so let's bring this in. I'm going to move my paper out the way. Sorry for the camera going in and out. It just cannot cope with white paper. So now, bit of water on here. I'm going to go for this. What do you reckon? This nice red. And I'm going to mix a bit of pink in, because that's a bit orangey red. I want to go make my own red from the bit that's left over. So it's a purpley red.
I think this stamps better when it's totally saturated with water, with the watercolour.
Yeah.
You get a better effect, don't you?
You do. And the key is plenty of pigment to get that dark edge. Oh, Steph, yeah, Ferrero Rocher boxes. Is that like the lid? You'd use the lid as like a tray for paint trays. Yeah. And then you wouldn't have to use your dinner plates. Oops. I'm like literally, it would go in the dishwasher, but it's not best practice, is it really, to be using a dinner plate? Maybe that needs to be on the list. Right, so I'm going in with the other end of my toilet roll. So get the shape that you like. I kind of found putting my finger in there to hold the crease. And you don't want to get a crease at the top. You want to try and keep that round to get a nice shape. Well, that's what I found anyway, but experiment and see how you get on. Right. Let's get plenty of paint. Coverage. Like you say, Deb, it's picking up that initial lot of paint. That's the key bit.
Yeah, once it's really saturated, I'm getting better results.
Yeah, because look, that's dodgy. I'm going to redo that. I'm not happy with that one. That's better. Just re-stamp it. And then I kind of overlapped some of these. Right, then get my water.
Right, do I go back brown for this side, do you think?
Yeah, so you're kind of creating stripes of colour. That's
Yeah, I
nice.
might do a couple of blue ones this side.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. I've got matching, but they need to be done. They're all in need of a bit of repair. I've not been looking after them properly. That's a weekend job. Went red. It kind of matches me paint. I did enjoy Christmas glittery nails. That's my favourite.
Right, I'm going brown again, I think.
You're going in stripes.
Yeah, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I love. Are you going to do this as a moonlit garden background?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
So I was just saying to you earlier, I was looking for a photograph, and then I noticed that the album that my mum did me, which was just like one of those plastic things but she'd written on it and written dates and things. The photos in it are deteriorating, so I need to get them out pretty sharpish. And
Are you going to make copies?
Pardon?
Will you make copies of them, or just put them onto
Do you
layout?
know, they've been in an album for so long, I just think they'd be safer on a scrapbook layout than they would copied and put anywhere. But this is my grandma and granddad, and this is my mum and dad when they got married, and my dad and his brother, grandparents. It's me when I was tiny.
Oh, it's so lovely.
And that's my grandma and granddad. Yeah, so I thought Moonlit Garden is perfect for these photos, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Kind of black and white, or some of them are sepia kind of tones. So that's what I was thinking. And get them safely somewhere before they
deteriorate.
Go funny. Because some of them, yeah, there was a funny colour on a couple of them, and I thought, oh,
yikes! Get them out quick.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Trish. Kind of thing you don't look at, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you spot it.
Trish.
You think better do something about it.
Yeah, and as a scrapbooker, I felt a bit guilty that I hadn't checked on them more often. But
well, they go in an album, and you think they're safe.
Well, it was one I had for my 18th that Mum made me, so it was quite old.
Wow, not that old.
Fairly old.
Not too old.
Oh no, that's not working now. That's deteriorated too much.
What, as your loo roll or the?
Yeah, look, it's gone all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only.
It does.
It's only there for a very short space of time.
We need to save our loo rolls.
I'm wondering if I cut it, I can revive it. Let's try.
I wondered that. I use the other end. I've used both ends.
Oh, I've already used that end for blue.
Ah. Can you get another
Right, let's
print?
try. Right, I'm going in. I'll make the mistake so you don't have to.
Yeah, you tell us. You tell us if it works or not.
So has anyone got crafty plans for the weekend?
Oh, I don't think I have this weekend. We've got friends coming for dinner on Saturday. What's everybody else up to?
I am going to a craft group near Chippenham.
Oh, yes.
Yes, which will be very lovely.
And that's where ladies do scan and cut stuff, isn't it, as well?
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's fab. You always pick up little tips and ideas from people.
Oh, it's just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing like crafting with other people.
What's the tagline, Steph? I missed it. You'll have to tell us. We were chatting
Oh,
away.
we've got a tagline, have we? That sounds a bit posh.
Clusterage. Clusterage.
Anything with arge on the end, really, isn't it?
Yes. Braillage.
Stickerage.
Stickerage. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. The tagline is, we make the mistakes, so you don't have to. That's like Vicky Bouton says, you can add more, but you can't take it away.
Somebody else used to say that as well. Barbara Gray always said that, didn't she?
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
But the trouble is, I just like adding more. Steph, you're with me. More is more. Just keep adding more. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. I just keep adding. Right. So I'm going to let that dry. That's the kind of idea. You can add a few. In fact, what I did to finish it while I've got some paint left, I might as well make use of this. Chuck my loo roll in the bin. Get a nice bit of water. And my fan paintbrush. And do a few little flicks in red. Yes, we need a Twilight dictionary, don't we? Clusterage.
Braillage.
I'm just going to add just a few because I've already added. I accidentally got some drips on here, but it's a design opportunity because I can just.
Mine looks quite manic up to yours.
Well, you can do either or. Your background is beautiful because it's almost like you've made your own pattern paper. It's beautiful.
So. I think I need a few splats, don't I?
That's what I tended to do, to just clever, isn't it, with a loo roll? It's just a bit of toilet roll. Who'd have thought it? Right, I'm going to let that dry because I'm going to work on a layout with this. Now I've made a mess. Let's get all my paint and paintbrushes out the way before I cause more damage. Oh, Joe, cheese holding, yes. Does anybody else remember cheese holing? I'm going to grab this, Joe, because you will remember this. I'm sure people have one of these, and it's got a small punch this side and a large punch this side, so you can make holes. And Joe will remember years and years and years ago, we did a class with a lovely lady called Cleo, and we had cheese holing, which is basically where you punched loads of holes in your layout to look like Swiss cheese. And it was so effective.
Completely random, isn't it? It was a completely random thing, wasn't it?
Random cheese holing, and we just, we created beautiful effects with it. Right.
Splatterage is another one that should go in.
Do you know what? what happened? Does this happen in anybody else's house? So my other half is building something, constructing something for our Christmas model village. He's taken my Nouveau glue.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm just going to go and get it from the table. He's in trouble. I will be back.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Rachel. Rub on words in the middle to look like love heart sweets. That's a brilliant idea. That would work really well, wouldn't it? Be mine. Oh, I don't know what to do with this one. I don't know whether to go with this. It's a bit wet at the moment.
I'm back. How does anybody else find that? Did you get things nicked from your craft room? That is so naughty. He's just pinched. I'll be having words. It's okay. I've got it back, but he's in big trouble. Right, so I'm going to start building this. It's okay. Crisis averted. I've got an idea, and I needed Nouveau glue. Oh yeah, Steph, I just saw your comment about those hearts looking like the love hearts.
They do, don't they?
It's great. Steph, your dad complained there's no scissors. Well, he wanted to also borrow a little craft knife tonight because he's constructing some archways for this. We've got a Limax Christmas village, so once it's all packed away, he builds all the landscapes. I mean, keeps him at mischief. He said, I need a craft knife. I said, I lent you a craft knife last week. And he said, I gave that back. No, because I've got a pegboard where I hang all my tools and it's not there, so it didn't get returned. So then he borrowed the other craft knife.
Oh, that's just naughty.
Nothing is sacred, is it?
Just naughty, that is.
They are naughty. Nicola said they know it's touch mummy's supplies on pain of death. Yeah, that's the rule in our house with little people, that's for sure. But bigger people seem to think they can flout the rules. It's naughty.
Well, everything that I use, all of my craft stuff, is grandma's work to a little person. So
yeah, grandma's work. No touching.
Yeah. Yes, it is Moonlit papers, Rachel. I'm wondering.
Hi, Rachel. Yeah,
I'm wondering about cutting this out and then tucking a little bit of that behind.
Oh yes, so that it's like 3D.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I don't know why the craft knife is there.
These film strips are just beautiful, Rachel. I'm with you. I could just use them on every layout. Oh, gorgeous. So I don't
use a craft knife very often.
Well, I've got that little Fiskars knife. Did you order one of those, Deb? That little Fiskars finger knife thing.
No, I thought I had one years ago, but I don't know if I did. It's lost.
It's amazing, that little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rachel said you could add like a bit of acetate, sort of. Do you mean like after you cut it out? You could. I mean, you could just layer and layer. It's amazing. I'm going for layering here with these little tickets and things.
Right. There must be a craft knife here somewhere. I'm just on the
trouble is, when you need it, it's like I got Tim Holt's distressing tool. It's normally in my tote. When I need it, do you think I could find it? Oh no. Terrible.
Right, I'm still looking.
You're still searching.
Oh, I may have found one. I have found one, but now I need a cutting mat.
This is what I'm thinking. It's all about layering here.
Right, cutting mat.
I'm going to use that little chipboard. So I've used, this is the frame from the laser cuts. And I've got my little chipboard word, adored. So that's going to go like that. These are all the little pieces. Yeah. Yeah, is it? Yeah, these, because these ones are in the film strip frames pack, aren't they? Whereas the thin packs that are just one colour, you don't quite get that variety. I know what you mean.
I'm just looking for a cutting mat a minute.
Yeah. It's all about the layers with this. Mm-hmm.
No, I can't find one. So.
Oh, Sandy, yes, it was you I was chatting to at the weekend about those little craft finger knives. I love them. Is yours got a wobble on it, or do you just find it a bit wobbly when you're trying to use it? It does take a bit of getting used to, because that's the one that my other half was using tonight, and he wouldn't put his finger through. I said, put your finger through so it gives you precision. No, he was not wanting to do that. He made some excuse that he reckons his knuckle doesn't bend. Well, I said, well, I think you'll find most bend.
I'm going to have to use this glass coaster. I think that's my only option at the moment.
For a cutting mat.
Mm.
Well, we've used a dinner plate tonight, so go with it.
I think I'm going to have to.
Anything goes at the minute.
It will work.
I just love all these little laser cuts. Yeah. Steph says tonight's live sponsored by Household Items. Terrible, isn't it? It's all about raiding your kitchen, and
it's about being creative.
Yeah,
it's about saving money so you can buy other things. Like if you use a plate, you've got more money to buy more crafty things.
That's true. Very true. Right, this is all layering up. The only bit I haven't quite...
Oh, this is working. Glass coaster. Just got to make sure it's in the right place.
Excellent. What's that for? For just cutting your fussy cutting thing?
Yeah.
Sticking this down. Just going to put a bit of tape in the middle here. I don't want to stick it all down because I need to tuck things underneath. So just put a piece in the middle. If it all goes wrong, I can lift it. Oh yeah, and the toilet roll stuff. So we've had a dinner plate. What have you got? A glass coaster?
Glass coaster, yeah.
And some loo roll.
I just call that economic crafting.
Yeah. It's definitely a use what you have kind of moment. Bit of glue on here. You definitely need the Yoo-hoo, not the Yoo-hoo, the Nuvo glue on this. I'm going to put foam pad on that, so that's got a bit of dimension. Let's grab some foam. Is anybody still scrapping Christmas? I just haven't. When it comes to January, and then I'm like, oh, I know I've not even printed off Christmas photos from this year, and I've got a whole Christmas album I want to do, but I normally start scrapping Christmas in November. So like this year, I scrapped last year's Christmas in November and December, and by January, I've kind of
because we had our Christmas kit, didn't we? And we did. I felt like
in
I haven't
November.
got any photos.
Yeah, but then I scrapped the year before, so then next Christmas I'll want to. I'm behind, but I do want to do a Christmas album because I have got lots of lovely photos. So I might, but I just got to be in the mood to. It feels a bit strange scrapping with Christmas stuff when it's January and February. Right, I'm getting this foliage in here, layering it up. Do like this little stamp, and I've got to put that little bird in the corner. How cute is that? Little stamp with some foam. And my little birdie. That's going to go under, if I can fit it. There. And my little bird. Two of these. There. Now, quote captured in a photograph. Do I put that at the top? There. Not sure about that. Might put that at the top there. Let's see. Maybe I go dream big. It's quite nice. Talking away to myself. It's funny, I kind of think out loud. And I don't think I need that.
We were talking about that, weren't we? Because you said you always talk to yourself, and I've never.
Yeah,
I've
go
never ever done that.
chatting away to myself.
Does that work there, do you think? Or do I need it up more? I don't really want to cover much of it.
Lovely. Is that on a pier? That looks like it's a pier of some sort.
That's my dad's parents. This is all acid free, isn't it? So if I stick it down with, I just found a roll of repositionable Herma. I think I'm going to stick it with that because I think that's the only thing I'll feel happy with it.
Yeah,
as it's all original.
It's all acid free, all this stuff.
Can you see all the funny pink, how it's going? Started to deteriorate on the back, so I thought, oh no, get it out quick.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Not sure which pier is this. I can't ask my dad. My dad's hopeless. He won't remember. My mum's more likely to remember, and it's not even her parents.
Karen, she might be able to work it out. Captured in a photograph. Ooh.
Oh, I loved 5 Children in it. Who was that said that? I've forgotten that.
I've not watched that. It's Nicola.
I read it as a book. Is it Noel Streatfeild?
They turned it into a series as well, didn't they? Kids series.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rachel's saying she might cut the
blue
cut out the
flower.
blue flower and tuck the photo behind it. So let's try that.
You need to cut a little bit more out. Oh yes, yeah, that little blue. Yeah.
You mean like that?
See that blue flower that's by your right hand?
Yeah.
That one, yeah. Just,
Yeah, I did.
oh, good. So you can tuck
I
it.
did cut it out. Yeah, I did cut it out. I thought Rachel meant it didn't look right with that bit. Like that.
Cut out the blue flower.
What do we think?
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, that one. That's it. Thank you, Rachel.
Right.
Good.
I need some foliage now, I think.
I'm just putting my title down here on a bit of foam. Adored. Got a little bit more of these leaves that I can tuck in. I can't get enough of these laser cuts. They're just amazing. How it all layers up. I mean, that's a lot of layering, but I like it.
I think I'm going to have to do family for this one.
There we go. Yeah, and me, Rachel, I love a laser cut. And in fact, I'm going to show you what I've got left because I'm going to plan one more layout from this, I think. So I've done 4 layouts from the kit so far. So I've used all the cut files because you got in the kit, you get these. I've used that cut file there. And I obviously used the larger cut file. And Debbie, I used that paper you're using there as a fussy cut, but I love how you kept the backgrounds. It's beautiful. So let's see what I got left. I got loads left. Oh, I'm definitely going to get a 5th layout. Right, I'm going to lay out all the bits I've got so that you lovely people might be able to give me some ideas. So I've still even got 12 by 12 paper left. I've got this sheet left. Oh, I'm loving that. What's on this side? That's nice, but quite busy. But as a background,
oh, I love that one.
That's lending itself to something as a background. I've got
I
that.
think I've done that one. Let me find my layout.
Sure you did. And I've obviously got loads of lovely chipboard words there. And I've got masses of these film strips, so I can do something with that. And I've got my whole bag of scraps because I've kept all those.
I did that. Yeah. Is that the one you're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Really simple, but really quick. And the other one was just a cut file, really, and cards. So I've got 3 sheets of paper left to use.
I've still got 1 cut file left because you get 3 of these in the kit. And oh my gosh, I've got so much. I've done 4 layouts already. I've got all these laser cuts. I've barely touched these laser cuts. Look, well, I've used quite a few actually. I've got those left. And I've got all these left. So I've got plenty to do a 5th layout. So I will get planning. I reckon I can squeeze at least 1 more layout out of this kit. So I think if you were to use that, now what do people think? Would you use that as a whole background on its own, which Debbie did, which is beautiful? Could I do something different? What would you do? Give me some inspiration. Obviously, that would be nice fussy cut, but that's a lot of fussy cutting. Yeah, you go with that side, Rachel, because it's just too beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was just too beautiful not to use.
Yeah. And then look,
I didn't see these daisies. Aren't these daisies beautiful? Do you know, I'm going to have to keep a couple of them because I've got some lovely photos of the Toblerone picking daisies.
yes. It's too
I'm
lovely
going to
to
have to
cut,
save
isn't
those
it?
daisies. It is too beautiful to cut, isn't it, I think?
You know what I would love? I don't know if anybody's got any like lacy stamps. Can you see this bit of lacy? You could almost add just a little bit more. I know you don't want to spoil this beautiful design, but definitely
I
you
put the lace laser cut in there. There's a lacy laser cut. Did you see that?
Oh.
There's
Yes, I
bits
think
of lace on the back. Look.
I've used some of
And it
these.
looks like proper lace.
Yeah.
Oh, you've used them, have you?
No, I've
Oh,
only
no.
used the beige. So that dark grey. That's nice. So you put that along there. So we've got some grey and some brown.
And I just had the perfect photo that kind of went with the blues.
And actually you could build up some of this foliage here because I could ink this. Oh. Oh, yes. Jill, have I got rub-ons? I'm sure I've got rub-ons from different collections. Also, look, I mean, I've got these tickets. That's in, Steph, you'll be able to tell me, is that in toast? Because I got these from you. So I've got some nice tickets I could add. I've got some rub-ons, but I've got some that are spectrum. This is the wrong kind of blue. That's too turquoise for me. I used all my Uncharted Mariner rub-ons because that would have been nice. I mean, I'll have to delve into my stash here. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot to go through. But I'm going to plan something using this for next week with all my leftovers because I've got beautiful bits of frames. I think I would fussy cut one of these. Because this is the packaging. How cool is this?
Oh, I've used quite a bit of the packaging.
Yeah, I just love that that's what they do with their packaging. They are genius.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it is just such amazing value, really. And yet, you'd think at first look, the papers and the products are a bit more expensive than some product lines. But then when you look at what you actually can get out of it,
Yes, it goes a long way, doesn't it?
It goes such a long way. Good value. As you said, it is the gift that keeps on giving. Because I'm wondering, I'm going to hollow this out. You know, I would use my craft knife if it was in the room and somebody hadn't pinched it. Because it's upstairs. But I've got cutter bees.
I think I'm going to just add a few more bits. A few more leafy bits. But I'm not using the daisies.
Did you say foliage? You're going to use
foliage, yes.
From your laser cuts?
Yeah.
So this, that would make a nice frame. You can see how you could start to build up quite a nice...
I've got a foliage clusterage kind of going on.
Very good.
I think that's me kind of finished. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to carry on. This is going to be a plan for next week. I'm going to see how that goes. But yeah, I think I am just about done. Let me bring mine back in. We got it done. Hey, we both finished the layout.
Yeah. And I've got a background. Just saying.
Yes. with your loo rolls. I love it. Yes, Steph, we're going to have to play an Arge bingo.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, shall I show you my new cut file? The one I'm most happy with.
Oh yeah, let's have a look at what you've been working
I saw
on.
this on a piece of scrapbook paper, and I thought I could make one of those. So I have. It's a embroidery hoop.
Oh, I love it. And
So I
that
thought,
is,
yeah, I love an embroidery hoop.
but you could just, that would be fantastic as a frame. Inked up.
Inked up, that's what I'm thinking. Inked up.
Even with a bit of fabric. I saw Rachel mention earlier about fabric, a bit of Hessian or a bit of something as a background.
Yeah, you'd have to be careful about stretching it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you could just cut a circle and almost just glue it on so it looks like it's a background. Love that. Oh, yeah, Rachel loves that one. Fantastic. Right, so we're going to be back next week, but it will be Wednesday next week. But I'll put a reminder up on the group because we're all going to be out of sorts being a day early.
And I'll forget.
And we'll all forget. We'll all forget because I don't even know what day of the week it is. So that's us done, I think. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care all. Bye.
Bye.